Hello guys, what's good everybody? Today I am back with another story time. So before I get into it, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so as to never miss any of my future uploads. So today you guys, I'll be sharing with you about this particular experience of mine where I was scammed. So it was job related. That's how I was promised a job basically. So that is how I was scammed. So what had happened was this: I had a friend who was staying in Durban, and I was in my hometown because I was supposed to be studying as well, but I had cancelled my course because I thought like I wasn't gonna get funding and stuff like that. Only for me to get funding um like 3 days after I had cancelled my course. So hectic stuff, but we moved. So yeah, you guys, since I was no longer going to be studying this year, so I decided, because you know what, let me find like a job, something I can be busy with, because so can be very daunting at times, especially for me. I find that very depressing. But okay, yeah, so I was actively applying for jobs. So there was this online website that I had found. Actually, a friend referred it to me, so I tried it out. I subscribed there, um, applied for jobs, like jobs that were being advertised there and posted there. So I was actively applying for jobs. So my friend and I decided, because you know what, it's been a while, because the previous year we were studying in the same institution, so we were used to staying closely together. Like we hang out a lot of time and do what friends do, like have fun and stuff like that. So it was around like May of the following year. So my friend and I decided that, you know what, I should come and visit her in Durban. So I was like, you know what, I'm definitely gonna come, because it was very exhausting staying at home and doing nothing. Like, being used to rest life and then having to stay at home is just like another headache that you have to deal with this. So I was like, you know what, this is gonna be the best opportunity for me to get some fresh air. Yeah, so I used that opportunity, informed my mom that I was gonna go visit my friend in Durban. So my mom allowed me to go, because I had also informed her prior that I am actively applying for jobs, and most of them are based in Durban. So I had informed my mom prior that like a lot of jobs that I was applying for were based in Durban. So shortly in like a week or two, I went to Durban to visit a friend. So there in Durban, I arrived and circled well. Everything was fine and stopped shop. So I had back-to-back interviews, since I had mentioned that I was actively applying, seeking for a job and whatnot. So I had back-to-back interviews. My friend will accompany me there, and we will be taking in Uber, because some of the places it was quite difficult to catch a taxi to go there. So we would request an Uber, it will take us there and come back and stuff. And then at this one particular time, before I get into that, so I decided to extend my stay there. So I decided to extend my stay there. So I found my own place around the neighborhood where she was staying, just for a couple of months, so that I can see if I can find a job or not. So yeah, I moved out from my place, and then I got my own place to stay, right? So at this particular day, I received an email from these recruiters, if I may call them, aka scammers. So yeah, I received an email from those recruiters. I think it was a flight attendance job, so I had applied for in this online website. So yeah, it was one of the many jobs that I had applied for. So I got an email. So in this email, they were saying that I have been selected for the job. Like, I was a successful candidate, And but before, okay, they mentioned the specific day in which I'll have to come and start. They mentioned the place as well. So they told us that before we can start, we will need to have a criminal and ITC verification certificate. So I didn't even know what that was, you guys. So I tried to find out information from close friends. Even I was even checking like those chat before I even got into recording the story. The chat I had with a friend, like telling him about this job that I had. I remember I even asked, because he was an IT guy, so I figured that he might know a thing or two about these kind of things. So telling him about this job that I have got and whatnot. So he was the one directing me is how I can go about finding or getting in ICC verification and criminal verification certificates. So they knew that so the recruiters slash scammers, they knew that to get the criminal and ITC verification will take like days, and you won't be having such lying around in the house. So they told us that those people who do not have any of the certificates, which I think it was every applicant that applied did not have such certificates. So they told us that we'll have to pay a certain amount. We'll have to go to PEP, make a cash send, and then so we're instructed that you must go to PEP store and make a cash send. This is how we're supposed to send the money. So we're supposed to go there and send the money, and then give them those 10 digits that you get, and the pin as well. So which was the second red flag, because the first one was them saying that they require those documents before we can even be fully hired and to start with the job. The second red flag was that we were supposed to make the payment at PEP. Like, what kind of company does not even have a simple bank account? Like every big companies have such. So they post out to be a very big company, because I tried to search them online to see if they are a legit company or business, and it turned out they were. So I don't know how they do that, you guys. I don't even know how they were able to do that. They probably used like a company name that they know is legit. So if people saw that name, so they knew exactly that they were gonna fall into that trap, as I did. I also fell into that trap. So okay, yeah, you guys, I did that. I went to PEP, ngafaka imali, and then ngabasendela those digits. I'm not so sure if they are 10, hey, but ngabasendela those digits that they're gonna use to withdraw the money. You're smart scammers. So, but then again, I had it in me, you guys. Like, I could feel it in my intuition, because no man, something is wrong. Like, which company will require you as a job seeker to pay a certain amount, or a certain amount or a certain fee, and this they will request you to pay or pay seriously and pay. Particularly, you guys, again, when you're desperate, as it's hard, to see through such things. So yeah, and then another thing, the only way we were able to communicate with people was via email and SMS. Like, they did not include any of their contact details or cell phone numbers, like to reach them, smartphone and stuff like that. The only way we were able to communicate with these recruiters was through an email, by responding to the email that they've sent, or an SMS. So after I've deposited the money, the same day I told them, see, I've done as they have instructed me, and their only concern was, okay, you've sent those digits, then send the pin. And I asked them as to, what assurance do I have that you guys are actually legit, you're not scammers and so on? And their response was send the pin. I was like, hey, you know what, there's not much that I can do. I had sent the money. I might as well sending them the pin, which was incorrect. I could have just went to Pep and withdraw my money and get my money to be with me, but I didn't think of doing this because I was desperate for a job at that time. So I sent them the pin and I sent them those digits that they will need to withdraw the money from Pep. So they confirmed the receiving those digits and the pin. So I thought to it, well, then we should go to all is well, all is good, I will get the job. So on a third, I think I was supposed to come to their building on a Thursday. So they instructed me on the email as to how I was supposed to dress and what time I should arrive, and at the building they sent the full address of where I will find the buildings, where they are located and stuff. So I had asked my friend as always to accompany me. So I had asked my friend to accompany me to the location where I'll be starting my first job, as they have said. So she agreed. On the previous night she agreed, and then when it was time for us to actually go on the following day, I received a text from her like early in the morning. So she was telling me that she will no longer be able to accompany me there. I was like, it's fine, whatever, I'll go by myself, I'll request an Uber anyway. So another red flag was that I woke up very late the day, because I had planned to wake up early in the morning so that I can have enough time to prepare myself, look presentable. I'm gonna be starting on my new job and whatnot. Which job? Where? But yeah, you guys, so this was another big sign that I should have taken into consideration. I woke up like very late. And it's funny enough, is that I felt so very discouraged. I felt like no longer going there, but then I thought of my money and all the things that I've done just so that I can get the job and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go either way. Even if I'm late, I'll just, as long as I arrive there, so be fine. So I walked up, took a bath, I prepared and whatnot, took all the stuff that I thought I would need, and I requested an Uber. It came as fast as it's cold. So I hopped into the Uber. I went to Musgrave, to be specific. That's where they said they were located, at Musgrave. So when I arrived at Musgrave, the Uber driver left me there by the side of the road, and he said this is where the location or the GPS has pointed the location to be. So Uber driver dropped me there. I had never been to Musgrave. It was my first time at Musgrave, and worst part was that I was alone and I would be looking for a place that I wasn't even familiar with, which was very dangerous for me to be alone in a place where I'm even unfamiliar with and stuff. But yeah, hey, we moved season 10. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. So the driver dropped me there by the side of the road, and I looked and looked, you guys. There was no complex or building with the number that they have included in the address. I think it was number 4 or something like that. I looked and looked, went up the street, went down the street, went sideways. I went to the north, to the south of the suburb, but nothing. I couldn't find like that location. So, and another thing is that you could see, like, there was one umuntu ukuthi yabona lo yabhayiza and is unfamiliar njengale ndawo, akayazi nje le ndawo, nale nto ayibhekayo akayiboni. So nje it was very like risking, like it was very risky. Like I literally put my life at risk there, because like I could have got mugged or something terrible could have happened to me that day. But yeah, we thank God that nothing of such happened. So I went to the nearest complex, went to the securities there at the gates. I asked them if they know of such a complex, and I gave them the address. They told me that I should go down the road and try to search they were also unfamiliar of the places I was looking for. Literally, they have never heard of it before. So I looked down again. So you guys, yeah, I was roaming in the streets again. Began an end out. It's yeah, exist no existence. Yeah, it's all. They me by the streets running around like a headless chicken. But saying big indawo, peeling the sevens like indawo way. So I kept searching. Then I went to the other side of the suburb. Like I think it was the west side of the suburb. Yeah. I went there, I asked another security guards there, like those places had a lot of security guards, like yeah. So I went there, I asked another security guards, I could tell them, I told them the address that was given. So this is how I actually found out so this whole thing was actually a scam. So ngababuza-ke those securities, they were kind enough to tell me ukuthi yo girl, there were people who came like earlier before you the same day, because I think I arrived there around like 10 to 11. So they told me that there were people who actually came earlier before me. They were looking for the for a similar place. They mentioned their story that they were promised a job. They were told to come to that location. So they told me ukuthi those people bafika nabo with a similar address, and Linda Wabayifunayo does not exist. They just given them a wrong address. There is no complex there or a place that has that number. So it was all made up. It is a scam. So yeah, those security guards turned out they had been alerted about such things. So I was so freaking disappointed, you guys. Like my money was gone, I didn't get a job, I had spent a lot of money on Uber, and I was still required to take another Uber back to my place where I was staying. You guys, I was so disappointed. But yeah, Shem, they were kind enough to tell me that and stuff. And then because I did not know where the Musgrave Mall was, so they gave me the direction. So it was just up the street, and then I had to turn right, so it wasn't far from where I was. So yeah, I was so disappointed. It came to my attention that hey, yeah, you've been scammed. Welcome to the real world. So yeah, you guys. And then I went to the Musgrave Mall. I withdrew some cash there, and then I requested an Uber. It took me back to my place, and that was it. That's how I literally got scammed. I'm looking for a job. So you guys, it is very important that you do your research and stuff. And when you get offered a job, and they usually or they request you to pay a certain amount of fee, do a research, try to find out from people who might know, search from the internet. If it is a legit company, try by all means to make sure that you check that everything checks out, everything is legit and stuff like that. But funny enough, after a day or two, I legit got a job. Like I was an intern. I got an intern position at a certain company there in Durban, and yeah, so I guess God did the most. He heard my cry, and heard my prayers, and was merciful enough or towards me to make sure that I get another job and stuff like that. But yeah, lesson learned, you guys. Yeah, that's basically what happened. I wasn't harmed, nothing bad happened to me. I was grateful for that. Really, like I was truly grateful because I wasn't harmed. I wasn't injured, because I could have those people could have been potential kidnappers, human traffickers, or a lot could have happened. But I thank God that nothing happened. I was fine, sound and safe. So yeah, that is it for the story time. I hope you guys learned something from it. But until then, don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll see you guys on my next uploads. Bye.